Hopefully we get some people.
Biscuits.
Sauce man.
Sauce boss.
Sauce boss.
And it
Honestly,
was,
like
what's
it sounds
really
like
funny,
a name you would have.
I said that was the name I was thinking about, even for a nickname for me. When we did the lawn boss for Joey,
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I should be the sauce boss. And I debated doing everybody having a boss. We would make you stats boss or something, and sound boss.
I like it.
So when you said it, I was like, well, that's actually really weird.
Like for sure, this is Titus.
This is definitely
sure.
Titus. It was not me. It was funny though when you went at him. You're like, sorry, going.
I'm like, yeah, Kevin Durant, we get it.
Like, yes.
Like, way to ask this question. Give him shit about literally asking questions. Like this guy's
just trying to participate. He's like, wow, this guy's really this host is really hostile. So Sauce Boss, if you're back, thank you for joining us. Sorry for our friend.
You know what's the confusing thing is my name. So it's like but yeah, I don't even, but I probably didn't even notice that.
Oh, the name. Yeah, we wouldn't see it.
Because I signed into you. Because I had to be you.
Oh, on the Zoom?
What's up, everybody? To the Talks Out Boys podcast. I tried to change it up, be like, welcome to, and then it kind of fell flat. That's all right.
Flipping that occurred in the bit. I'm like, oh my God, help me.
Wait, what? Was that in the beginning?
I had to use declip on your voice at least 5 times, like render.
Oh, did I get like too close?
You were eating it so
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. Good to know.
it was comical. I fixed it. It's all better. I was just like, oh boy.
The tonsils on that one, buddy.
Deep throating the mic.
Deep throat the mic. Oh, my jersey is on the way. I know we talked about this, right?
Last time, you didn't know, but now you know that it's on the way.
It's on the way, and it says it will be delivered before August 11th. So I think that's next Wednesday, which of course is another off week. But
okay, Sauce Boss is back.
Sauce Boss is back. All right, so it's definitely not me. It's definitely not me.
It's proven.
He says, I sense a lot of happy Bulls fans here.
Oh, there is a lot of Bulls fans
and happy ones.
Oh, dude, I was thinking, is it BMAC or no?
Oh, I bet it is.
No, Joey's.
I'm not a happy Portland fan since we lost Melo. We haven't really made any significant moves yet. Yeah, Portland's kind of just like treading the wheel here.
But we're gonna get into that. But you've got Kronos.
You got Kronos. Oh, little deep cut Space Jam reference.
You got Kronos though.
I probably should have taken notes during Space Jam. I just watched it. Watched it a week ago. That was a good time.
I mean, got Norman Powell back for $90 million. Whatever that. Tony Snell. That, anyways.
Yeah. So
let's start the pod. Let's get this rolling.
Let's go start the pod. We're gonna get to a lot of stuff tonight. So
before Adam falls asleep.
Justin.
Who is Giannis Antetokounmpo?
I'm just looking down.
Was he playing basketball today?
Was there a game today?
Adam, was there a basketball game today?
Was there? I'm gonna say no.
Nice.
Because it's over.
See, look at that.
There's one in like 3 hours if you want to stay up.
Oh, the Olympics.
Yeah.
All right, guys, let's get this rolling. Sauce Boss is on suicide watch with the chance that Lillard might be leaving.
Yeah, that's
Portland. So
it's coming Chicago.
All right.
That's where everyone's headed, man. That's gonna be awesome. Says, hey.
Hey,
guy or guy.
Hey, they, hey.
Hey, they, hey. Getting smothered.
The catfish is here. And 3. What's up, everybody, and welcome to the Box Out Boys podcast. We are the NBA podcast of the people, your home for lukewarm takes and substandard analysis. I'm Titus Two Shots Dominguez, and joining me tonight, it's Chris, the stats man Gorman. Hit him with the stats, Chris.
Oh, Titus, it's so good to have you back. It's so hard hosting, and I'm just happy to have you here to deliver those lines for me. I actually have a stat this week.
Here we go.
So far, There's been nearly $2 billion signed in free agency, with 60% of that spend going to point guards and shooting guards. So a little interesting to see, where the positions are most important in this league right now.
A guard-driven league. And also getting minutes tonight, laying down those sweet, sweet lines. It's the lawn boss, Joey McCrowski. Get that, Joe.
Puts on some double stripes today.
Ooh, a little
double wides. That's right.
Did you really mow your lawn again today?
It's Wednesday. Once a week, man. Come on, man. He's on a schedule and making us sound as delicious as Dove chocolate, as warm as a Dyson heater. It's our super producer, Adam, the professional Bruns. How are the levels tonight, Adam?
Sound fantastic with your angelic voice saying things.
Ooh, I'm not gonna lie. I'm loving all this appreciation for the hosting. This is fun.
Okay, keep going. Let's go.
All right, let's go. So yeah, we're gonna jump in tonight. We got lots to talk about. Ooh, let me start my timer so we can actually keep this episode to time. But we're gonna talk tonight a lot about the free agency action. It's been wild, crazy. People are moving teams. A lot of big signings. Is Lillard going next? We don't know. A lot to talk about on that. And then we're also going to give you a quick little breakdown of Space Jam. I think most of us watched it. I'm not sure if Chris ended up watching it or not, but yeah.
I got a take for it. Don't worry.
He's got some takes. Space Jam takes. I know we're probably like a week late, but it's fine. Space Jam. It's evergreen. And then we're also got a few listener questions that we've been slowly going through from Richie, and we're going to get to one of those ones that kind of ties into Space Jam. So without any further ado, we're going to throw it to Chris. He's our free agency expert. Chris, what do you want to talk about tonight, specifically with free agency? What are the biggest moves so far? Go ahead.
I've given credit to people who really look into this. This thing has been confusing as hell. Sauce Boss. Wait, the lawn boss? I'm the Sauce Boss. We can somehow coexist. So he likes your name. Do not roast me. The lawn boss, man. You need to change your name on there. Anyways.
No.
We got classic. There's 5 teams I care to talk about.
Yeah.
We can talk about the Blazers for a second. Sauce Boss, but obviously they haven't done much yet. With Norman Powell signing is fine. 5 years, $90 million. It's not going to move the needle or do much, but obviously the Bulls are top of mind. Pelicans, Lakers, Knicks, and Heat. Those are kind of the 5 teams that made the loudest talks this offseason so far. So how about we start with the Bulls? The Bulls have signed Lonzo Ball to a 4-year, $85 million contract. DeMar DeRozan signed into $85 million for 3 years. Alex Caruso for $37 over 4. And then Tony Bradley for $3.8 for 2 years. So what are your guys' thoughts? What were your guys' instant reactions when you first heard about these signings for the Bulls? Joey, I want to hear your opinion on this, obviously being our resident Bulls fan here.
I am very, very happy. I feel like we got Lonzo for cheap, and I don't know why, but I just thought he was going to get more. So I'm pleasantly surprised with that. I did make the comment to you guys, though, that I think Kobe has become quite a very far afterthought. He's going to be down there on that bench, but I think that's where he's going to succeed. So I think we're going to see a pretty darn good year out of Kobe White this year.
Hey.
And I'm looking forward to it because I think that's what he's going to thrive in, coming off the bench, giving him a spark. What are you saying over there, Titus?
I said he just bought a jersey, but whatever.
I just bought a jersey. I got to make sure I get some use out of it.
He's got to get it. It's like how I try to flip. Oh, sorry.
No, you're good. I'm kind of in and out on DeMar. I don't know if I have like a strong preference either way on that. I think it's an upgrade for sure. I think you're going to get a little more athleticism, a little bit more a pop versus what you gave up for him in Thaddeus and Alamino Farouk. But outside of that, they've had a great couple days here. I'm pretty darn happy to be a Bulls fan, as you can tell. The Bulls have thrown up all over me right now. The only thing I'm waiting to see still is if they can figure out something to do with marketing. And I'm sure we'll talk about this at some point, but there's a lot of free agents out there, names that probably should have gone somewhere and are just asking for too much and they're not worth it right now. And Alari seems to be one of those players.
Yeah, I kind of have similar feelings to what Joey's saying. Definitely excited. I like that we're making moves, that we're trying to do some different things. I probably have the opposite reaction of where I'm a little more excited about DeRozan. I feel like he's could be a solid mid-range player for them, and he's been a consistent veteran. You know, hey, glue guy veteran presence. He's been a good.
Nice. Yes.
He's been a good, a good presence. He's been on solid teams, been on winning teams before. You know, Toronto, stuff like that. I like him, and I'm maybe more in and out on Lonzo. And that's just because I haven't watched a lot of Lonzo. You know, when he was in LA, I didn't watch him a lot, and I haven't watched him a lot in New Orleans. So I can't say.
Calling DeMar the mid-range god.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, he's going to fill a need. And I think if these finals taught us anything, is that the mid-range game is still live and well. So, you know, it's definitely something that's coming back into vogue a little bit here in the NBA. So
could we see a resurgence of the mid-range game next year after watching these playoffs?
I mean, I think so. I think
we will in Chicago at least.
The mid-range game is back. And I like that lineup now. Now we have Vooch, we got Levine, you know, DeMar and Lonzo. I like that, man. It's a solid 4. You know, I don't know what it does. I think it's playoffs or bust, right? I mean, I don't know if you guys.
It's absolutely playoffs or bust. It's gotta be.
It's second round or bust.
Yeah,
second round. All right, yeah, That's kind of what I'm thinking.
I think they got to be competitive. They got to win like 2+ games.
Yeah, this isn't like playing tournament team. This is like 6 seed, 5-6 seed. It's got to be.
Yeah, potentially home court advantage in the first round type of deal. All right.
Yeah, and you've got to see some strides get made this season too, right? We can't get off to a slow start. They've got plenty of time right now to get everything clicking right. You know, Vooch came in late, and there was a lot of the chemistry issue. They got plenty of time to take care of that. You've got to see some strides out of Patrick Williams. You know, whatever he's going to be, this is his time to make it happen. There's going to be a lot of guys on this team that can score, but a lot of guys that are also going to facilitate the ball. So the ball should move, and there should be ample shots for everybody to get.
Yeah, and I think as far as my hesitancy on Lonzo, it's just because I haven't, like I said, just haven't watched him, but I know that he feels the need that the Bulls have been really hurting for, and that's a point guard. So if he can play, his 3-point shooting has been up, and last year they're talking about he's at 37 or 39%. So he's a solid 3-point shooter, spreads the floor. And I like, Levine is a killer. I think, and I think he could have that, maybe could potentially have that, Devin Booker season of, really looking good and kind of shining if the team's a little better. So I'm definitely excited for the Bulls this year, man.
Honestly, Zach LaVine is, I want to make, we'll have predictions at some point, but Zach LaVine's going to have a better season than Devin Booker had last season coming up. Like, he has to. He has no excuse anymore. He's got DeMar DeRozan, Lonzo.
Hey, what were his stats last year? You think he's going to beat last year's stats?
Whatever they were.
Is he 28 a game or something?
I don't have him in front of me. Yeah.
Somewhere
he'll be more efficient. Like,
yeah, I think with that, with
like
DeMar and Vooch there, full time, like you're saying, and with a facilitator like Lonzo, yeah, he shouldn't, it shouldn't be all on his shoulders like it was last season. And
I don't
pick his spots maybe a little bit more. And obviously, I think he's going to be a great closer if they're ever in close games. So
it'd be a tough one to hit. 51% and 27.4 points a game. So see if he can do it.
He'll be there.
I hope so.
Oh, very excited. But I'm very excited, but I've been, look, I've been hurt before as a Bulls fan. So there's always a little bit of hesitancy, but
hey, we've got Alex Caruso too. He didn't get mentioned in anybody's conversation here. We just brushed over him, but we've got the Caruso show, I think is what they're calling him. So
I mean, hey, is it a death lineup maybe perhaps with the Bulls?
I'm kind of looking forward to it. I think, at first I was kind of like, I hate it. I think I said I hate it. I was kind of annoyed.
Yeah, you didn't like that one at all.
I know. Yeah. I was just salty because Derrick Rose went to the Knicks and it was so close, and I just couldn't. Yeah, I couldn't get over it.
They paid him, man,
for like a hot minute.
He got paid. Like,
good for him. He should have come
wild. Yeah,
maybe 5 years. I'm kind of excited though for him to come off the bench. I think there'll be a little pop. I went back and kind of thought about what does he bring, or what did he bring to the Lakers, and his game. They don't have that. They don't really have like an exciting physical spark guy. So now they've got the non-physical offensive spark and Kobe, and they've got their little Caruso to run around. I'm excited. It's gonna be good.
The Caruso in the chat.
Caruso.
And that. He was just in a one of those videos where somebody in an open gym took him on again, and he torched him and like to show how good NBA players are. So that was the last thing I've seen from him, and I was very excited about.
Hey,
that.
Newsflash: guys making millions of dollars playing a sport, he's better than the guys you'd meet in an open gym.
Yeah. It's just so fun. I mean, it's because the Olympics are going on right now. It's so fun for me to see like high level athletes cook regular people, because it's just fun for me. But I think that's pretty good on the Bulls there. What was the other teams you wanted to touch on?
Sure.
Well, let's get to anything else in the Bulls. I think kind of we're all excited, potentially, looking forward.
It's the same thing. The Bulls are great. The Bulls look good.
Yeah, they
Sauce
are.
Boss says the most there is a second round team. The
I think so.
Heat are right there with
That's
them.
fair.
The Hawks,
So maybe
they're in
talk
that
on
kind
that.
of tier. Maybe the 76ers, or because they haven't really done much, but it's still early. So I don't want to get too much. I don't want to get hung up on that too much. But the next thing I do want to talk about, I think this is perfect, is the Heat, especially with their signings. Kyle Lowry for 90 mil for 3 years. Duncan Robinson, 90 mil for 5. PJ Tucker, 15.
The
For,
PJ
I think,
Tucker one
2
was kind of big.
2
I
or
like
3.
that.
And then they got some other guys like Gabe Vincent, Max Struss, Markieff Morris on I think a lower mid level. I think when I put together the roster, their depth chart, I think he's their starting power forward. Him or PJ Tucker. So
PJ.
we got Lowry, we got Lowry, Butler,
He's coming back.
Robinson, Markieff, and Bam.
Yeah.
How did they gather this team without giving up any of that core? Like, that's
the Lowry was a
some-
sign and trade for Precious Ochua, right?
Yeah, Chua's gone. He was an asset still.
Yeah.
that's
That was
some-
the main asset they
That's
gave
some
up.
good wizardry, though. I mean, that's some.
Mhm.
You didn't really give up much. You definitely upgraded.
Yeah, I really like the Lowry signing. I mean,
Mhm.
you guys know I kind of wanted him on the Bulls, even though I don't think he really fits in the timeline. I think Lonzo's a better fit for our timeline, but I like him, and I like him there in Miami specifically with.
I like
Butler
Lonzo just
and those
better
guys.
overall than I don't understand this Lowry thing. I don't know. You know what's gonna happen?
I like him, man.
I know I know we just talked about the Bulls, but with Lonzo, everyone talked about him like he's like a top 5 point guard in the league in this free agency. It felt like, and he's got great defense, but I'm just gonna see some defensive missteps from him this upcoming season. Is gonna be so frustrating, and I can't believe we paid this guy so much money, but I don't know. Maybe it won't happen, and maybe that's why.
I'm just not sure that he's all that good, and that's what I'm curious about with Lonzo. I think he fits our need. I think he's going to help the Bulls. Obviously, but I just don't know. Like, yeah, is he a top 5 point guard? I don't know. Who knows?
It's certainly an upgrade.
Certainly an upgrade, yeah, from what they had. So,
But sorry, yeah. So going back to the Heat,
Yeah.
they also have Dragic, Tyler Hero, Oladipo.
yeah, Oladipo too. Oh
This
man,
team is a lot of teams now have a really good backcourts. Bulls being one of them. I think the Bulls compare really well against the Heat. It'll be fun to see them play each other.
yeah. So actually, I was
Yeah.
while you were kind of talking about that and kind of talking to what Sauce Boss was saying in the chat was, obviously the Bulls are a second round team, but like, would you pick or would you expect the Bulls to lose to the Miami Heat in a playoff series?
I think they'd be underdogs in a series.
Right.
Yeah.
I think so too. But I was trying to think of like, all right, what other teams would you like feel like, all right, we have no chance against this team? And I don't think it's that many.
The Nets.
The Nets, the
Nets.
Bucks, and the Heat, I think, were the ones that came to my mind.
Honestly, even the Bucks, I feel like we can be competitive.
I
don't
feel
know,
like, yeah.
they just won it. And
You get the
still, I'm
Bucks
just
on
like,
the-
I don't know, Bucks.
You
But they
get
just
the Bucks
lost
on
some
the right
guys, too.
night. You get the Bucks
Yeah.
on the right night,
Yeah.
and anybody can be competitive
So,
against them.
I mean, we were talking about the Heat. That the PJ Tucker was one of the signings. I liked it for the Heat. Obviously, he was a pivotal role for the Bucks and winning their title. And I thought that really hurt the Bucks not having him defensively and kind of
They got Semi Ojeleye to replace him, which
Simulation.
whatever. It's not
Yeah,
much.
whatever. And then they lost. I mean, I know it was a smaller loss, and he wasn't playing a ton of minutes. But Evan Fournier, is at the Magic now, I think.
He's with
No, he's in the Knicks. That was the
from
next
the
thing I
Knicks.
talk about.
Oh,
yeah.
okay, yeah.
left the Celtics, went to the Knicks.
No, not
King,
Fournier.
King J311 in the chat. 50 wins for the Bulls.
Ooh.
Maybe.
No. 44.
They've been riding at like 30, 34, 35 the past couple years. That's got to be more than a 10-win upgrade. So yeah, maybe 50.
I gotta dig through it. I would like, if I had to like bet money on it right now, I would say they can get 50-5-0. I don't know if they can get like 54.
That would be the upper limit.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Sauce Boss, I think Miami is the closest team in the East enough to beat the Nets. I don't know. I'm looking at this lineup: Lowry,
That's-
Butler, Duncan, Bam.
I kinda agree
Bam's
with that.
good, but like, it's tough because on paper, I'm like Bam and Vucevic match up, right?
They've got, yeah, they do.
No, no.
They've got to take their strides though too.
Jimmy and
right?
Zach match up. Lonzo,
Yeah.
Laurie, Duncan.
See, Jimmy and Zach is the
DeMar.
one I give that to Jimmy, but
Well, so I'm just saying they kind of
yeah, it's
they're in a tier group, maybe
they're-
1 or 2 tiers off, but
Yeah. They've got to make their strides though too. So they're kind of coming off their bubble high where everybody was, they went out of their minds, and then they kind of fizzled this year. So that team has to make some improvements overall chemistry wise. I mean, Duncan Robinson is a shooter. We all know that he's good, but he's got to be better than he was. Jimmy's going to be Jimmy. Bam's got to have a better year this year than he did last season. I think, obviously they're
He did
early
alright,
playoff
yeah.
exit. Yeah,
That was
he did
the
all
thing.
right, but I think he's better than all right. And he
It's
needs
tough to call
be-
them like Sauce Spots with the closest team in the East. They can maybe be the twos. I'd be a little surprised if the Heat were the 2 seed. I think I still like the Sixers, even though they've done nothing. There's still a lot to
mean,
figure out. I can't
Yeah,
get
Yeah.
I mean, because the Simmons trade is still looming
Yeah,
up. I
that's
mean,
gotta
something's going to
happen.
happen with that. I mean, maybe he's going to Portland for Lillard,
so
but-
yeah, that's a lot on the Heat. The Heat are interesting.
Yeah,
Um,
they made some good picks.
They made some good
pickups.
picks. They should bounce back. Hero should be better than last year. We'll see. We barely
Yeah.
touched on him. They have to give up anyways.
They didn't. Yeah, they didn't end up
Yeah.
having to give him up for Lowry, so that was a smart move.
and
I
they
like
got
that for them.
Jeez,
Yeah, no, man, I think the Heat are going to be good. I mean,
some
I think
wizardry.
the Wizardry. They'll be a top 4 team in the East for sure. So,
Mhm.
no
Yeah,
doubt
Sauce
about it.
Spots Miami is close enough to beat the Nets. They are close enough, I guess. They can be competitive against them.
Well,
Yeah.
the other thing, like, I don't think we're going to talk about the Nets because they haven't done it too much other than like re-sign Blake and some stuff like that. But
Patty Mills, Sauce Spots
Oh,
mentioned
oh yeah,
that.
Patty
That was a
Mills.
fun one.
The Nets, I'm going to like. I know I was pretty bullish on their predictions this year, but I'm not going to really. They're a team I go if they're healthy. If they're healthy, they can win. If they're not healthy, I'm just going to wait. You guys, all 3 of those guys need to be healthy in the playoffs. Otherwise, I'm not going to believe it. So,
Yeah. Well, okay. It's
Yeah,
so
we
easy
went-
to go down
that's-
that road. Let's
yeah,
go
that's
to
down the road.
next team.
What's the next
Knicks
team?
is the next team I want to talk about.
all right.
They just
Big-
signed and traded for Kemba Walker. They signed Evan Fournier. They got RJ Barrett. I'm just going through a depth right now. They're starting lineup: Kemba, Evan Fournier, RJ Barrett, Julius Randle, Mitchell Robinson. That's a 5. Those are some guys.
Oh, Joey
Um,
shaking his head.
I kind of like it. Derrick Rose, obviously off the bench. Alec Burks was signed. Alec Burks. He's always been like kind of under the radar in the league. He's okay. Kevin Knox, he's not that great. Obi Toppin, Nerlens Noel got some money. So I don't know. What are you guys' thoughts on the Knicks?
Kemba to New York is interesting. I mean, when he was playing in UConn, that was where he went crazy. So, yeah, I think it's a good spot for him.
Nice.
And he didn't do the best in Boston, and then they traded him. He traded OKC, right? And then
Okay, see, yeah.
him getting moved into the Garden, I think that'll be a good spot for him. And I hope he does good. So we'll see. Joey, what do you think, man?
Yeah, I'm less high on that. I think I don't know. Last time Chris said they got some guys, the Cavs ended up having almost the worst record in the league. So
I still like the Cavs this year.
Cavs got some guys.
They
They still got some guys, man.
I don't know. I think they're poised for one of the biggest drops in the East. Obviously
I kinda think that too.
they did overachieve, I think, last year, but I think they're going to come back down to earth this year. And I don't think the signings or moves they made really propel them. I feel like what's the saying? The sum of the parts doesn't equal the whole, or whatever. Like individually, there's some guys, but I don't think that's all going to click together.
Yeah. Sauce Spots mentions Kemba is a low risk player, but he has to be healthy. I think that's a perfect signing because they still have Rose. I mean, Manuel quickly, I forgot to mention that guy came out of the scene last year.
I like that signing for New York. I mean, that's a guy that I think he should be there. He should do well there. But I do kind of agree with Joey. I don't know what this is going to be. I kind of feel like Atlanta punked him a little bit in round 1 and maybe kind of exposed them
So Randall's definitely going to drop off. Like in fantasy, you don't want to draft Julius
like
Randle too
I don't want to say like they're frauds or anything like that, but
I don't trust them.
I don't trust them. Like they're a team, exactly.
You're expecting leaps from RJ Barrett and Emmanuel Quickly and Evan Fournier to play like his Olympic self.
Right.
So yeah, I think we're all going to sell the Knicks a little bit going to next season, even though they've made some moves to try to offset the fact that they will be regressing because they just killed it last year.
We'll be I think that Chicago will be taking their spot in the playoffs this year.
I agree. Yeah.
All right, now that's
Next
enough
thing-
on the East.
Yeah.
I got 2 teams in the West. Let's just talk about the Lakers. I know this is like beating a dead horse at this point. Everyone's talking about the Lakers. They just filled out their roster. They got
some
Russell,
got some
shooting
guys.
guard. I put Kent Bazemore.
Yeah.
You know, I don't
I
know.
guess
There's Wayne Ellington, Taylor Horton Tucker could play the 2, Malik Monk. I don't know. LeBron James, if you haven't heard, and then Anthony Davis and Marcus Saul. Center backup is Dwight. Carmelo is a backup forward. Kendrick Nunn's a backup point guard, and then we have Trevor Ariza, who is probably, if I put together a list of top 5 guys who I forgot are still in this league, Ariza is number 1 on that list.
Yeah.
I can't
Didn't you
believe
have a
this guy's
stat
still
about
getting-
him being on like 11 teams or something? I think for one of the
think
early
so.
episodes, you had a stat about Ariza and how many teams he's been on, and you can add another
Yeah.
one to the list.
Him
I
and
saw
Jeff
him
Green
getting signed,
are,
yeah.
have been on 12 teams, I think. Well, Ariza, I mean, he's back in LA. He's been on LA before, obviously. So yeah, it's kind of fun. But anyways,
I like that move. The reason was, I mean, it was interesting. I think he's a name in the league. People know who he is, and I think he's an interesting piece. I am super curious how Russell Westbrook is going to work in that on that team. So, Joey, what do you think, man?
Yeah, I don't like. I don't understand it.
Yeah,
I
don't know.
I do, because it was like, hey, these guys are available, and they should be okay. But I don't know. It just
like
doesn't-
Melo too.
Yeah, it's just like it all just like lumped together. It's almost like if you were playing like 2K like 7-8 years ago. you'd be like,
Yeah.
all right, I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna make like my awesome fantasy team, whatever. Like that's who you would go out and get. I don't know. It doesn't seem like they had as much of a draw as they have in the past. And it
Well,
seems like there's
yeah.
a lot of guys that are just kind of flocking and saying, hey, we're seeing these other little mini super teams kind of pop up, or this is kind of a trend, and we're going to go get with Braun while we can and get ours. If there's a chance to get it, this is how we're going to do it.
Well, like specifically to me, the Westbrook they traded for him, right?
yeah.
Or
They trade everything for him.
Yeah, the sign and trade. Yeah, that felt like we're not getting CP3, so let's get somebody. That's
Yeah.
what that felt like to me.
Sauce Chris Paul would have been better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That felt like, hey, CP3's signing for the 120 in Phoenix. He's not coming. All right, we got to get somebody, and let's get Westbrook, because I don't want to be like there's only one ball, that because I know that really doesn't matter at the end of the day. Guys can play different roles and stuff like that. I just don't really see LeBron and Westbrook that their games match. They
Okay.
seem like two similar of players, but
So, Adam, I like your doggy, Sauce Boss. Lay GM is at it again. So, okay, what happened with Buddy Hield? Why did that trade not happen to the Kings? And I feel like if Buddy Hield was better friends with LeBron James, because he's the obvious fit for this.
yeah,
system.
he was definitely the obvious fit. He was the name that people were talking about. I can't remember what I heard. Somebody said something about it. It was either the package they were going to give him or something they didn't want it. And
I don't know. This Russell Westbrook trade, it feels like LeBron just kind of doing this I'll show you kind of move, where he's like, hey, Kevin Durant couldn't win with Russell. James Harden couldn't win with Russell. Bradley Beal couldn't, and I'm going to win with Russell. And he's just like, watch this. And also, LeBron's getting older. He's going to be 37. Russell's still like this high energy guy that can just take over the load for LeBron early in the season. So I think that was a big part of the reason why LeBron took him. And like,
dude, that transition game is going to be fantastic to watch.
Yeah,
though.
holy crap.
With Westbrook pulling down rebounds and LeBron getting out, like that is going to be
That's
that
gonna
might actually be
nasty.
one of the best parts of that game. Yeah.
That's I didn't even think about that. Yeah.
The thing with them, and they'll probably be a team that I'll be locked into a lot. I'm sure they'll be on a lot of national games too. But I want to I think they're gonna be a great regular season team. They're the team that I go, all right, but once the playoff happens and things start tightening up, and the fast breaks and the transition plays aren't as wide open as they are during the regular season, what are you gonna do with guys that really can't shoot? You really can't spread the floor. I think things are gonna tighten up a little too much. And I think there's going to be teams that are going to get him. But again, it's LeBron. So,
no, that's a good point. Cause like, you don't really see, the Lakers have never really had like a game, an offensive rhythm. It's just more like my turn, and we'll see what happens kind of thing. So I'm with you on that. I still like the Taylor Horton Tucker. One thing that I heard about this is Alex Caruso went back to the Lakers saying like, hey, if you give me like 80% what the Bulls are giving me, I'll stay. And the Lakers basically were just like, nah, like have fun in Chicago, man. You can smoke all the weed legally you want. You're good.
It's legal here.
And but yeah, Malik Monk and Melo are good. Saucepot's got Melo and Monk to help with the 3-point percentages. Monk is underrated. That dude's only 23 years old. You know, he
Yeah.
played with Darren Fox at Kentucky, high first round pick. So
Yeah, he could be this.
it'll be fun. Yeah.
signing.
It'll be fun to
No,
watch.
Yeah,
It'll
be fun to watch.
It'll be fun to watch.
One team I definitely need to touch on. The last team I want to touch on is the Pelicans.
Pelicans.
Guys,
Yes.
like
Dude, yeah.
I'm trying to find like a positive take on this.
So I
because
do. I had actually have a
everyone's
positive.
negative. Okay. Okay, let's
No,
hear it.
but it was my sneaky, like, I'm kind of curious how this is going to go. It's Devontae Graham going there. I like it. I like Devontae Graham. 2 years ago, he was solid. I know he had a down year last year, but with the other Ball brother going there. But, you know, he was a good player. He scored a lot of points for me in fantasy. So I feel like next to Zion, who knows? That's my positive point. I like that move for them. I thought that was interesting. They're losing Lonzo. They're picking him up. So
I think the positive that I get is that Zion is going to be available to a better team in the near future.
And
he lost
Saucepot's
weight
saying the
in,
same thing. Zion is out of there soon to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm with you, Chris, when you said I don't know what the Pelicans are doing. Like
This is okay.
who they
So-
signed? So run
like-
through their signings.
Well, they signed Devontae Graham.
Yeah.
Obviously, the sign and trade with the Bulls for Lonzo. We gave him a 2nd-round pick.
yeah, and Garrett Temple.
Tomas, Garrett Temple.
Oh, I said
They signed Garrett Temple to a 3-year contract, which the guy's 34.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's fine actually. The bench there with Tomas and Garrett, that you can make do with that.
Yeah.
The thing was with Devontae Graham. So you signed Devontae Graham because you're saving like $10 million per year, right? Then if you had signed Lonzo. So the thinking is then you got to get a shooting guard because Nikhil Alexander Walker is not a starting shooting guard yet in this league. And there was a report out there that Tim Hardaway Jr. turned down 4 years, $88 million from New Orleans to go back to Dallas for 4 years, 72. So I don't know. That once I saw that, I was like, okay, there's
Don't blame
a
him.
lot going on in this league.
Yeah.
That
don't
if
blame him.
if players are not willing to go play with Zion Williamson and Brandon Ingram.
Well,
on
here's the
more
thing
money,
too, right? Is when I was looking at Lonzo's stats, they were kind of talking through like how much Zion ran point in the half court offense. And like, if you're a guard, are you going to go into that situation where you know that Zion is kind of Zion needs to have the ball at the top of the key running the offense?
and that's why I think they wanted to get off of Lonzo, is for more
Right.
of that.
Right. Because they said like that's what his game is. That's what he's good at. And they want Zion to run that. So,
So like we could save 10 million and get Devontae
Right.
Graham. So
right.
Yeah, and
he's
Devontae
more of a
Graham.
scorer.
I kind of looked at Devontae Graham as a better 3-point shooter than Lonzo, but that Lonzo last year 8 attempts and he was shooting nearly 40%. So
Yeah.
I don't know,
He
man.
was solid from beyond the
Do you have
arc,
a
so
quick question?
go for it.
Sure.
Yeah, I know it's weird, right? I spoke. My que- my question is though, just because I'm not familiar with this in terms of basketball, what is considered too old to play? Like you were saying, LeBron James is what you said, 37. Or he's going to-
36, yeah. 36
So-
or 37.
That's
Yeah.
usually
But
around. when
I
you start
guess.
getting old.
I mean, it also considers like, can they even play? I mean, it's like anything. Like it depends on what you're playing and on how you are. But like, what is considered getting up there as far as like?
Like 32, 33.
Oh, so he's like
Used to be that limit, but I feel like that limit's being pushed.
I think it's like now
nowadays,
it's
right?
about 34 is when you're sort of like, all right, he's running out of time. Like
Yeah.
he's got, this is his last deal, stuff like that. So
But if you-
I don't
you-
know.
yeah.
Is it different for different positions as well?
yeah.
Yeah.
guards can play longer typically. I feel like big
Body
men.
size, smaller.
I mean,
Yeah.
Sauce
Less
Dirk
impact
stayed
on
until
there.
he was 40. Yeah, I think
Shooters,
He
I
was 40.
mean, guys that can shoot the ball can hang around a little longer. Guards
Yeah.
that are more physical, like Derrick Rose. I mean, he's still playing in the league, but like you guys like that get
Derrick
hurt.
Rose is only 32.
Yeah, he's still young, man. We could use him on the Bulls. Man, that would have been so good if he would have came. out.
Taj Gibson's still getting contracts. He just signed a 2.6. We didn't even talk about him for the Knicks.
What was it?
I would have
was a fun
slept in
one.
my Derrick Rose jersey.
You would have
I
slept
would
in
have
it.
straight up slept in it. Yeah.
Hey, wouldn't blame you, man.
Uh,
I would have been so excited for that, but
My last thoughts on New Orleans on David Griffin. So I had to look him up. I'm like, how did this guy become a vice president, an executive president of an NBA franchise, right? And I'm looking at what he did in Cleveland. You know, he was the GM. He became the GM in like 2013. He led them to the title in 2016. There's a quote by him after that series, after they won the championship. He said, "I'm so glad this is over. I have been so miserable. I've been so focused on trying to win. I lost fun in being an NBA GM anymore." And in my mind, I'm thinking that's the whole point. You're trying to win. What do you mean? How are you not having fun if you're not trying to win? And then now I see what he's doing in New Orleans. This guy's just having fun. This guy's wheeling and dealing, signing, extending guys.
I'm just playing
Trading
with
those
the team's
picks.
money.
He's doing anything. And now
House money.
I finally get it. I finally get what David Griffin meant by that quote.
Let's just have fun out there, guys.
Yeah.
Have fun on 3.
Out there, have a good time.
You know what? Some guys are trying to win the championship. Other guys are trying to have fun. You know, and you can't blame
Exactly.
them.
It was wild.
That is a wild.
So those are the 5 teams I want to touch on. A couple lingering things about free agency. Obviously, Ben Simmons for Damian Lillard. Is that the biggest, most likely trade that could still happen?
Ooh, I mean, as far as like big trades, I think the Simmons trade. I don't know how serious the Lillard stuff is. I know that it's rumored. I feel like the Simmons thing's going to happen, right? Like that's going to happen, and I think that the most likely trade partner is Portland. It's either CJ or Dame. I feel like it's more likely to be CJ, but I think that's probably going to. I mean, Simmons is going to get moved, right?
Yeah,
I would think so. I
The
don't
thing
know
is,
anymore, though.
Daryl Morey's
Yeah.
asking for 4 first-round picks and an all-star caliber player.
He's not getting moved.
You're not getting that. You're maybe going to get 2 first-round picks, a pick swap, and CJ McCollum type.
Yeah,
McCollum's
CJ
great
McCollum.
too. I like
Yeah.
McCollum a lot. It's just if you had Ben Simmons and Damian Lillard, that would be a fun team. Because
Ooh.
McCollum's another guy that's been needing to move out of Portland for like 4 seasons. I feel like I don't know. It just seems like a lot, but maybe it'll happen. Maybe it'll be Toronto. People are talking about Pascal Siakam, but
For Simmons?
yeah, and then they declined that because it was going to be
Yeah, it was
Van
Pat-
Fleet, OJ Anunoby, and Kyle Lowry.
Jeez.
And I don't know. They
You
didn't
know
wanna
what?
do that.
I think it's the most likely trade out there, but I'm curious if he's going to go anywhere. And now hearing that, if that's the asking price of 4 firsts and a all-star caliber guy who even has that wants to give that up,
Right.
Ben.
for Ben, yeah, exactly. I'm curious to see what happens if Dame, for Sauce Boss, prayers, bud. Hopefully he stays there with you. But that's I want to see Dame in a real playoff run. So whether that's with Portland or the 76ers would be nice
Yeah.
for me
That'd be
personally,
interesting.
because I'm not invested. I'm only invested in Dame. I'm not invested in the teams.
Oh, we got another person in the chat. Cat's
up?
back. Cat
Cat's back.
Minecrafter. Fancy seeing you guys here. Good dog. There's Casper. Yeah, your dog's been good today, Adam. Just chilling. I think he's still
Casper
there.
the friendly dog. Is that what that was?
He's he was barking earlier. That's why I picked him up.
He looks so big. Anyways,
Is that anything else for free agency, or kind of start moving on?
let's move on. Yeah, what's
Move on.
going on?
All right. Yeah, we got a little bit left here in the show. Let's move on to Space Jam.
Everybody get up.
Space Jam 2, A New Legacy, was dropped on HBO Plus or HBO whatever Max,
Max.
it's called.
Shoot, hang on, guys. I'll be right back.
Yeah, Chris is gonna take a little break.
He's got to take a tinkle.
Ooh, a little Giannis deep cut.
I need to take the tinkle.
Yeah, he went and got his 50 nugs, man. So Space Jam, Joey, I know you saw it. You saw it a little bit.
Yeah.
Do you have any? Open thoughts?
Adam, did Adam watch Space Jam?
Oh, I didn't. I was
Ah.
doing that. I forgot.
You had the moment to be
You
to
get
be the
more to shine.
star.
I know. Maybe next week.
So if you want me to go first, I can go first. Kind of.
Yeah. Why don't you go
So,
first? You always let us go first. You
Yeah,
got it.
let me go first on this one. I liked it. I have not heard any other. So I have 2 podcasts loaded up that are going to talk about Space Jam, but I've not listened to them because I don't want my takes.
What are the 2?
No Dunks, and then another one called
Okay.
Small Talk.
All right, I listened to the No Dunks one today.
Okay. Okay, yeah. So you have to let me know kind of what they said. I'll listen to it tomorrow. Now that we did this, but no, I genuinely liked it. I felt like it was a solid remake. I guess you could say. I don't know if it's a remake or it's more of a sequel. I guess, right?
Yeah, LeBron said it was a standalone movie. It was not meant to be like a sequel or anything. It was just kind of supposed to be its own, like
Okay.
its own.
'Cause-
But yet he used the same name and said number 2. But whatever.
Yeah, I mean it's technically a sequel because the first one happens. They get the team
Yeah.
together in the
Yeah.
whatever.
Well,
But
they
no,
referenced the first.
yeah, they
one.
referenced the first one, and I thought, look, is there some stuff, some lines, some dialogue, some scenes that are kind of cheesy? Yes, of course. I would say that about the original Space Jam 2. But I felt it was fun. I thought LeBron was a solid actor. I thought it was, the updates where they kind of updated the cartoons. I thought that looked kind of cool. I thought the kind of the device of getting sucked into the computer game thing with his son, as someone's trying to do that, be his own person. I thought that was fun and interesting. I thought they had some good moments with LeBron and his son at the end. Overall, I thought it was solid. Am I going to watch it again? No, probably not. But, it wasn't a waste of 2 hours. It was a fun time. And,
I think we need like a rating system or so, like 5 or
Ooh.
10 or percent or something.
yeah, out of 5, a 3.2.
Yeah.
So like a 6 point. Okay.
So out of
The 6.4 out of 10.
Yeah, 6.4 out of 10. Yeah, that's about right. It was,
So 60,
better than
60%.
average. But it's
Wait,
not-
Joey, what was your quick synopsis? Did you?
he hasn't given anything yet.
No,
so,
I haven't given
Oh
mine
yeah.
yet.
Okay.
No, guys went
Fire.
first.
so yeah,
um,
go ahead.
No, yeah.
That's
So
it.
I'm kind of opposite of you
Mm.
on my feelings about why, but I'm also like, it wasn't a bad movie, but it also wasn't like, it wasn't a good movie.
I can see that.
So my takes.
You
I
watched
guess,
this
were-
with your daughter?
No, well, actually, yeah, a little bit. She lost interest multiple times, and I think part of the reason why is because it was too long. There was no reason it needed to be an hour and 55 minutes. Like it's a movie geared for children. Also, it was a little heavy, like a little heavy on like the whole LeBron being like a dick dad for a while.
Yeah, I can see that.
Like, I'm fine having a message and there being like a positive ending, right? It's a kids movie, it's a Warner Bros. Movie. Like that's good.
yourself.
It was
yourself,
a
son.
yeah, it was just it was a little heavy for me. Also, like you have the Looney Tunes in the movie, and they weren't really that loony.
Yeah.
There was
weren't.
not a lot of looniness until the second half of the game. Then there was some craziness, but like they were not that loony, which kind of was disappointing for me for a kids game or a kids movie. My last two things that I wrote down, they pushed the Warner Brother material like super hard.
Yeah.
It was like, hey, we have all of these characters and things, so let's just whore ourselves out and just throw them in anywhere.
Remember the Matrix?
Anywhere you could
A lot of the
possibly
Matrix references.
look.
Yeah.
So if you guys wanted to play movies with Joey, you could literally just put on the game from Space Jam and just go around and ask me who people were, and I couldn't tell you. I recognize the mask, and that's about it.
You recognize yourself.
I saw
Um,
Pennywise in the audience.
Yeah,
There was
Pennywise
some
was
like
in there.
horror. It got
Yeah.
a little weird in there.
Yeah. And then the last thing I had to was there was no buildup for the Goon Squad, which I was kind of disappointed in. Like
yeah.
one of the big things that I think I enjoyed about the original Space Jam was like when the Monstars steal the talent, they're like at the game, they're at the Knicks game, they're in the Garden, they go onto the court, you get to see these NBA players like not know how to play basketball. It's kind of fun and goofy and crazy.
Yeah.
And Jordan comes back with the ball. Like there was nothing. It was just like all of a sudden they were there,
That
which was just kind
I
of
agree with that so much.
just kind of
Yeah.
strange. It was like you have these three NBA stars and two WNBA stars. They're big names, and you just kind of like threw them on screen, and we're just like, hey, everybody should know who these people are. They're NBA players and WNBA players. It's like, well, it's a movie for kids, and they're not going to understand this. Yeah. And then also,
Yeah.
how do you bring Damian Lillard off the bench? Sauce Boss, am I right? You can't.
Right.
That's it. That's your sixth man. Come
That
on.
was kind of curious.
Come on.
There's some clips about that, but the way they brought him in, I thought was kind of cool. Where he was like, "It's Dame time," and then he came in, it was just on fire.
Yeah,
But
but here's
no-
the thing with Dame Time, right? So like, there's no background or explanation of that. Like,
I didn't see the movie.
okay,
So
No,
it's
spoiler-
a movie for
spoiler
kids.
alert.
It's a movie for kids, right? So there's like no.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh
it's just kind
yeah,
of,
but the kids
like,
don't know what Dame Time is.
right. They don't know what Dame Time is. Like they don't understand like when LeBron's making jokes about Anthony Davis's eyebrows. Like a lot of that stuff is just kind of like there for adults, I
The
think.
adults, yeah.
Yeah.
No,
But
that's actually
it was
really
just
good.
kind of it was weird.
No, so the one thing I do want to say, because you kind of reminded me of it when you said it, but I kept thinking to myself, I said something's missing. I was like, it's good. I'm liking it, I'm having fun watching it, but something's missing, and it was that stuff with the Goon Squad. Like you were saying, that part in the original Space Jam with the Monstars, where they're like going to like the therapist or going into the doctor doing all these tests about why they lost their skills. That was this weird, like kind of this fun moment
Yeah.
in the movie, and it just wasn't in this one. And it probably was because they're like, hey, we can't just redo that part again. Like that would be dumb. They tried, so I think they kind of maybe shoved that storyline in a little
Yeah.
more with LeBron and his son and stuff. But yeah, that I think now that you kind of brought that up, pointed that out,
Yeah.
that's definitely what was missing.
I
for
think
me.
there was just a moment like they had those players like they've all been beaten by LeBron, obviously not the WNBA players, but like you could have easily had them like have a little storyline about how they don't like LeBron, like whether it was true or not, like kind of funny, just like, oh yeah, you guys are playing at a game against LeBron and I get to be some like crazy monster thing. That would be
Yeah.
fun. Like, I don't know, something like that. So
Yeah, he beat me in the whatever playoff round. I'm gonna get
Yeah.
him now.
I would have rather had a little bit less time of them like getting the Looney Tunes back together and like that and like mixed in a little bit of the Goon Squad. But yeah.
Good notes. Good notes.
That's
Yeah.
great. Yeah.
Chris?
My the things I can add to this movie. So I watched the first 45 minutes of this movie with my daughter. And obviously she's turning 3. So her attention span is very slim. We were gonna watch this in 3 parts, but every time we decided to try to turn it back on, she'd rather watch anything else. So this was a movie towards kids, but my kid did not care to watch it. So that
I
kind of
wonder what the age range. You got to be like 8 or 9 though.
I think it'd be
think,
like
to-
8 to 12.
12, right?
think?
Yeah, 8 to 12 before you really, because that's about how old I was when Space Jam was. What, it was 96?
96.
Yeah, so I
So I was
was
7.
8. Yeah,
I mean, I guess in the same regard too, like compared to like when we were kids, I don't think the Looney Tunes are really relevant anymore.
that's true.
So I mean, I remember like waking up and like the WB and stuff,
Yeah.
like having like Looney Tunes and stuff like that.
And
like,
Animaniacs and all
Yeah.
that stuff.
Sundays and stuff. And like now I haven't seen like anything about Looney Tunes
It's a good point. Yeah.
years. like,
Yeah.
So I think that's part of it as well. I don't know, maybe this will rehash it again.
We'll reinvigorate them. But Tice, you gave it 3-4
3-2, I think.
or 3. Yeah, I think I'd like 2-6 or 2-8 out of 5.
That's all right. I get that.
Like it's neither, it's kind of take it or leave. Like you said, would I watch it again? No.
No.
Was
So
I
if
like
it's on
super,
TV,
was I
it's not
super
like-
upset that I spent 2 hours watching it? No, like it was fine.
If you see it on like TNT in like 5 years, are you gonna watch 5 minutes of it?
If there's nothing else on, yeah, I'm not gonna turn it off. I'm just gonna leave it in the background. I
No.
won't seek it out, but if it's there, I'll just kind of let it be.
Yeah.
Did you
Michelle
have
probably would,
did
but-
you have a favorite moment from the movie, Tice?
Oh, I do, but I don't know if it's podcast safe.
What?
It's not. It's inappropriate.
Wow.
It might be
All
for
we,
after
We can take that
hours.
offline.
Inappropriate from the movie.
Yeah, it was
Interesting.
hilarious to me, and
Okay.
I was dying laughing at that moment. I saved a picture of it because I wanted to
Oh,
make a meme.
okay. All right.
But yeah, you have to. It would be after hours. So if you're after the podcast is done, hang out
Add it to the
with it on
gram.
Twitch stream.
Yeah.
On the Twitch stream. That should. Oh no, I think it might be too spicy for the.
I
Gram.
think we lost Sauce Boss.
Oh, Sauce Boss is gone.
He
Too many spoilers.
got
for him.
enough of the Space Jam,
he's
Space
like,
Jam
"Oh,
talk.
that's-
Anyways,
I'm talking.
I think I'm good on Space Jam.
Yeah, I think that's good.
I was a little underwhelmed because of how commercial it was. I knew it was gonna be like a commercial, but man, Game of Thrones, Mage, like all this stuff.
Yeah,
was
very
just
commercial.
vomited
Yeah,
in
it
your
was too much.
face.
They just shoved it down your throat.
Yeah.
So I think, well, yeah, with that we can move on. Space Jam, it's fine. I think that's our general
fine.
review. It's fine.
Yeah.
Oh,
if
do
you
we
see
wanna-
it, watch it.
Watch it.
We had another question. Let's save the question for next week again.
All right,
Or
yeah,
for whenever we do this again.
yeah, we can do it next week, or yeah, 2 weeks. Sorry.
Whenever you want. I'll be. Anyways.
Oh
all right.
yeah, we'll talk after online.
Yeah.
All right. So what, we have another question in the chat, or are we ready to wrap it up? Because I
I
think
think we're ready to wrap. We're at
Yeah,
50, right?
yeah, we're about 40, 45
good.
or something. So.
37.
All right. Well, let's see. That is it for us tonight. Join us next week to talk more NBA basketball, Space Jam, and otherwise. Well, we won't be talking about Space Jam anymore. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at the Box Out Boys, the Box Out Boys 1 on Twitter. Slide into those DMs. Watch us live on Twitch Wednesdays at 8-ish at the Box Out Boys on Twitch. Send us an email to theboxoutboys@gmail.com. And as always, like, subscribe, and review wherever you're listening to this at now. We very much appreciate it. So for Chris, Joey, and Adam, I'm Titus. Until next time, Box out. Let me stop my recording.
Cut the audacities.
Ooh, yeah,
What episode is this? 29 now?
I think it's 28. Last time was only
29 because 28 was last week, I think.
no 20. It was ended up being 27. Look at the
No, because we just
Sure.
did 27 the last one. Chris did
Yeah.
28 last week, so then we'd be 29 now.
Whatever it says on BuzzFeed.
But
I think it's 20.
Oh my God.
28. It's 29.
32.
Buzzsprout.
Buzzsprout.
Not BuzzFeed.
Thank you all in the chat. Cat, Sauce Boss,
Yeah.
King, Baskets.
Juice.
We got some people coming back. Appreciate all
People
of
coming
you.
back. We very much appreciate that.
Episode
We're,
29.
We're gonna fall off early tonight. We'll talk to y'all later. Peace.
Peace.
Stop life.